Yes, indeed. Welcome into another episode of Rip N Riff here on the Rip N Riff YouTube channel. That over there is at Mr. Jared Moore. I am at Pucking Thoughts, Adam Bernard. Always fun to rip some cards once a week here and talk about what's going on in the world of sports. We are almost at the end of June here, getting to the dog days of the baseball season, but good news, football right around the corner.
Football right around the corner, and unfortunately, the dog days this summer are still well ahead of us, which is a little bit of a bummer in the sense that, like, all right, like in New York, we just had a massive heat wave that's finally broke yesterday, and now it's actually somewhat pleasant outside. So hopefully, it's more days like this moving forward, and not less days like earlier this week.
I've heard the weather out in the Northeast is very much whether you hope to be working from home and not have to go out and go anywhere, and that beyond maybe getting a nice Italian ice.
Oh, we refer to it as ball soup.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. I mean, I that was one of the reasons I was happy to leave the Northeast. Is like I don't have to deal with that. Like when people say it's humid out here in Northern California, I'm like, shut up. You have no idea what humidity is.
No.
Go to Charlotte, go to New Orleans, go to New York in the middle of July when it's 90 degrees with 80% humidity.
Yeah, go to South Florida. Like it's not a comparison.
No, not even close. But we're gonna try and get through a lot here today. We got a few different packs. We've got I'm gonna go through some cards I went through when I was beginning my cleanup process of a giant box of cards last night. Yeah, maybe we have enough time for a rip and rant later. But let's get to the pack ripping lineup first here. I'm gonna it's gonna be baseball heavy today. So I've got some 2025 Topps Heritage. And then found a pack in one of the local card shops. It was a 1996 Sport Flix. There's what did it say? 5 motion 3D cards per pack. So maybe we'll get somebody cool out of that. And another random pack I found in a bin. 1994 Classic Images, one of those all sport packs. Maybe we'll get something cool in there because you see like some of the younger rookies or college cards of like A-Rod, Shaq. Marty Brodeur, so it's some interesting names in that mix there. But looking forward to getting to those packs later.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Very, very curious to see what we have there. Obviously, we got our own baseball packs here with the Topps 2023. We've done these packs before, so it's pretty standard. We'll probably pull a couple more Anthony Volpe rookie cards, and if it's anything like last time, where somehow like the first 4 cards were all in order, this might be the last time that we were at these packs.
Yeah, because that was less than ideal. It was kind of like my 2024 National Hockey Card Day fiasco, where all the packs are basically the same. We don't like that happening here on Rip and Riff. We want different. We understand it's part of the deal. It's not fun though. Now, I had mentioned my card cleanup from that I started last night and did not even get close to finishing that box, but did want to just show a couple of random or interesting things that I found. If Alf is back in Pog form, so is Dave Andrewchuk. I don't know why I had a random.
Nice.
I don't know what that was the only. It wasn't like there was like 7 Pogs in there. Just
Keep
one Dave Andrewchuk.
Keep going with that thought. I have Alf Pog somewhere.
Let's see. What else do I have here? Now, we all know Pedro and Ramon Martinez were brothers, and Pedro went on to a awesome career, and they both started in the Dodgers, but little did I know that a Pedro A. Martinez was right down the road in San Diego. So not the Pedro Martinez we're looking for. I did find some of those Pedro cards. I'm going to have to go through that there as Jared looks for his Alf Pogs. He is, any Simpson reference we can get on the show. We like that. Couple of random ones I found, and this screams 1980s minor league baseball here. I grew up on a block where there was a guy up the block that was a minor league pitcher for a while. His name was Rich Simon. I actually found those cards. Here's one of them when he was with the Columbus Mud Hens. And then another one. I mean, this is 1980s here with the stash and everything. This is actually a Fleer card when he was on the Shreveport Captains. Shout out Rich Simon. But yeah, look at that. That's 1980s mustache right there. You can't replicate that.
Where do you get these cards?
So he was up the block for me. So like they gave, I was at the time I was like 5-6 years old. So you give me cards whenever you'd see me of him or his mother would. So just like I said, this is a random box of cards that stuff got dumped in. Now we got a couple of more I want to go through here. And we've talked about like back when like cards in the corny era would try and do like PSAs and stuff like that. So let's go through an NFL Play Smart here. Now, Jared, I want you to stay in school, get an education, okay? That's the
I'll
first
get
one.
right on that.
And then let's this one's important too. Let your voice be heard and vote. You know? This is like the card version of the DARE program from when we were kids. You got to be active and exercise. And then the last one, or I'll say the second to last one, and this one applies the most to you. It's a sign of ignorance, graffiti. I've seen you tagging up. I don't need you out there spray painting. We all know that's you. So cut it out with the graffiti.
I'll be sure to cut back on it.
El Barto over there. And then finally, we have Troy Aikman checking in and saying, think about it, play it straight. The higher you get, the lower you go. Stay off drugs.
Okay.
And then last but not least, and I can't, this one is going to be out of left field. The man who made the Ford Bronco famous, O.J. Simpson.
There we go. Nice. I don't want to say starter jacket there, but it's nice jacket there.
It was one of those brands at the time that were like equivalent. That looks like the Adidas logo, maybe Apex. Could have been an Apex. That was another popular brand at the time. But yeah, I think when the last time I went through my cards, I thought maybe that O.J. Simpson might be worth something. So I actually put it in like one of these card ones there.
But, nice. Well, whatever happened to that O.J.? I'm sure it's a real stand-up citizen.
I mean, he had a really good career going. He was in those movies, the Naked Gun movies. He was in the Hertz commercials. Something happened. Just kind of fell off the face of the earth. I don't know what happened.
One of life's great mysteries.
We'll never know. Never know. But he did make the Ford Bronco famous. So there we go. There's a little trip down memory lane. Now it's time for Jared to get to a little 2023 Topps baseball update series.
You get right into it. And
let's get into the heat of the meat.
Yeah, easy there. This is a family show. All right.
It's not like the meeting yesterday that we had. But anyway.
All right. So we start off with we got an insert card here with Taylor Rogers here, reliever for the San Francisco Giants.
Oh, it's a nice card.
Yep. Nice little start there. We got a rookie card, Stars of MLB, with of course, Anthony Volpe. I feel like I'm gonna have like every Anthony Volpe card before the end of the day, and it would be nice if he actually turned out to be the next Derek Jeter. But unfortunately, that was just a whole bunch of BS and hype.
It's not in the cards, as they say.
All right, I'm logging off. Let's see. What a Rutsch, Adley Rutschman walk-off propels Orioles past the Athletics. So
he's had an up and down year.
So a little Road Warriors reference. Yeah, now he's injured, which is not ideal. Let's see. We have ourselves Orlando Arcia. Nice action shot there of him sliding into home plate. We have a duo of Padres arms here with Nick Duran and Tom Cosgrove.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we got that. We got our rookie cards here. We got Miguel Amaya from the Chicago Cubs. Who? Miguel who? Sean Murphy, catcher with the Atlanta Braves there. Nice card there.
Swing shot.
Jacob deGrom with the Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers not having the year that many people thought they would. Thought they'd be a little bit better.
Yeah, it turns out they can't score runs, which kind of a problem when you're playing baseball. A Joey Ortiz rookie card with the Orioles. Now he's with the Brewers. Went over to the Brewers in the Corbin Burns trade.
That's right.
Let's see. Tyler Anderson, pitcher for the Angels there. Joey Wendell with the Marlins.
Good old Miami Marlins, one of the bottom franchises.
Let's see. We have all right, this is cool. Cool insert here. The Ben Joyce rookie card here, but it's one of those refractors.
Nice.
And flamethrower with the Angels. And last but not least for this pack, a Luis Castillo All-Star card.
Oh, I like that one. That's a nice one.
Yeah, so we got that. So solid first pack. Hopefully the second one doesn't have any duplicates, so we can go right from there.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a repeat pack, or Jared might throw it at the wall.
Well, it starts off with a Stars of MLB card, but this time it's Shane Bieber. So there you go.
Shane Bieber. What happened to him?
Got hurt.
Hey,
Yeah,
kind of
it's like
fell
every
off.
other pitcher gets hurt.
Yeah.
Let's see. Excuse me. Colorado Rockies, Ryan Feltner, pitcher there, action shot. I hate these horizontal cards. Not a fan of those.
Yeah, it's like unless it's like part of like a series where like that's part. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I don't.
And
We're
Topps
on.
went overboarded with it with the 2023 packs. Like the next 4 cards are all like that. Ryan McKenna here with the Orioles.
I get it. That's a cool shot, diving in, sliding in, or whatever, diving catch. Like once in a while, it's fine.
Right. Pete Alonso celebrating a walk-off homer.
Better than that.
Let's see. A couple Brewers pitchers, Peter Streleski and Jason Alexander. Let's see. We have ourselves Adamas getting Christian Yelich with the Gatorade during a post-game interview. That's a cool shot.
Yeah, see, that's an acceptable horizontal shot. That needed to be horizontal to make the Gatorade work. So I get it.
We have a Cody Bolton rookie card with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, a lot of base cards here, so it kind of is what it is. Former Yankee Gio Urshela here with the Angels. Let's see, current Yankee Devin Williams. Obviously, he was with the Brewers then, but there you go.
There's a lot of NL Central cards in this pack. Who had that being is probably the toughest division in baseball this year, or the NL West. One of those two, I would say, would be the winner there.
Let's see. We have a rookie card of Zach Weiss with the Angels. Never heard of him. Brett Phillips here with the also with the Angels, the outfielder, leaping up to try to rob a homer. No word if he did there. And last but not least, Brad Hand, the longtime reliever here, picture with the Rockies.
Which is an appropriate last name for a pitcher. I mean, like he was kind of destined to be like, if your last name is Hand, you need to really be like, you either need to be like a pitcher, a carpenter, or something where your hand is vital in what you do every day.
Right. As long as his name's not Mr. McGregor with a leg for an arm and an arm for a leg.
I mean, that was, Dr. Nick tried.
He tried. All right. That's what you get for calling 1-800-DOCTOR. The B is for bargain.
I forgot about that slogan. That's there is a lot of clever Simpson. Like you go back on those, there's a lot of clever writing there that gets overlooked if you're not paying attention. That was a good one. So we'll say mediocre packs there. Agreed. You got the Volpe, you got a couple
solid cards there, but pretty mediocre. I have some other packs, but we'll save them for another time. You got a lot of packs there, and I don't want to infringe on your time. So
of course, gotta stretch those packs out. They're not cheap.
No, they're not cheap. I actually almost bought one of those Topps Heritage Baseball 2025 packs the other day because for whatever reason, the 7-Eleven by me has them, and I was just like, I'm not paying 7-Eleven prices for a pack of baseball cards just to say I bought baseball cards at 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven does. I mean, a lot of these chains that sell cards like just don't do it in my neck of the woods. 7-Eleven being one of them. Dick's Sporting Goods actually does sell football and basketball cards. That's a spot you can get them decent. Trying to a Big Five, which is like my version of Modell's out here. They have them too. So like, there's random places that are getting into it. GameStop, I know, is big into selling cards now. We have one Gio. So let's go 2025 Topps Heritage, and we had one Gio Urshela card. Here he is pictured with the Athletics. Let's get the West Coast Rip Cam up on the screen there. And we start. It's a nice looking Athletics. This is the retro Topps Heritage. Was it the 76 look they're going for here? Next, we have a Keter Montero here, rookie card with the Detroit Tigers. Nolan Gorman with the Cardinals. There was a team that I didn't think was going to play as well as they have this year, but here they are. What the Cardinals do. Just always have decent seasons. Here's an A's card I like. Brent Rooker, one of their better players. Who knows how much longer he's there before he gets traded? Because let's face it, that's what the Athletics do. Continue to do.
They finally broke the ground in the stadium there in Vegas, so there's that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that those construction vehicles were brought in as like for show in the background, and like nothing's actually. There's going to be issues in Vegas with that for sure, because nothing ever goes smoothly with the A's.
By the way, we do have a little bit of breaking news in the NHL right now. John Tavares signed a contract extension with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
All right. So Tavares staying in Toronto. Not surprised. On Total Hockey Now yesterday, Christopher Merez and myself discussed the possibility of Montreal or maybe even a Minnesota. Yeah, at the end of the day, Toronto can't let Marner and Tavares walk, and Tavares is the more sustainable keeper because it's not going to cost as much as Marner. Did they have the terms of the deal?
I just saw 4 years. I haven't seen AAV yet, but I'm sure that'll come out momentarily. It's Toronto. Nobody in Toronto can keep their mouth shut for very long, so somebody will say it. 4.38 million. So he took a bit of a haircut there to stay.
You know, kudos to Tavares because he could have probably gotten 5, 6 on the open market easily, maybe even 7 if somebody wanted to drastically overpay for him. That's a good job by Tavares to leave some on the table so they can maybe address the blue line, which is a big area of need for them. Maybe like an Aaron Ekblad, but I'm here he's pretty close with Detroit right now. So Javier Assad with the Cubs, given his best fear look there, behind the glove. Not really too successful. Doesn't look too intimidating. We've got all right. We got some good cards here to close the pack. Let's start with a Shotei Imanaga Cubs rookie card. Also looking like a picture day for Little League there.
Yep.
And let's see. We got Clayton Kershaw, Dodgers. We got a Mookie Betts parallel there, green parallel. And then we stay in the LA area. We got a Mike Trout outfield card there. The little medallion on it. It's cool. Sideways card, but we'll take it.
Nice.
On to pack number 2. What do you want the Devils to do in free agency? By the way, what would be your ideal target? I know it's not like it's decent forward class, not really so much on the back end or the crease, but what would you like to see them do?
They don't have a lot of cap space to do a whole lot of anything. So if I were them, I would take whatever money I have and improve your third line center and your fourth line center, because I don't think they had a functional bottom 6 at all last year. And I think that really got exposed in the Carolina series.
Listen, you need depth in the playoffs. You need to be able to roll 4 lines. When you're without Jack Hughes, you're already behind the 8 ball, and then that just exposes the lack of depth even more. Let's see. This pack is not going to be as good as the first one, so we will breeze through it pretty quickly here. We got Brandon Marsh with the Phillies. Nice, looking like he's going to be in a ZZ Top cover band there. We got Dylan Cruz, rookie card, the Nats. We got Brendan Rodgers with the Rockies. Connor Norby rookie card here with the Marlins. It's looking pretty intense there with the eye glare. Ryan Bliss rookie card here with the Mariners. Marco Luciano, Giants shortstop. Yeah, this pack was not ideal. We've got an Ernie Banks top snooze all-time all-stars, and then we close. Looks like we've got a refractor Teoscar Hernandez NL All-Star outfield card there. So not a bad way to close. Not great.
That was fine.
It was fine. All right. Going to keep with the baseball going here. Now, this is what I'm excited about was the Sport Flix. Hopefully we get some good names. All right. Not off to the best start here. Oh, these are cool cards, though. We got a Mark Newfield, a left fielder for the Padres. And let's see if I don't know if the hologram effect really
you can see it a little bit.
But yeah, you can kind of see like that. Kind of see it. Let's see here. We've got a Jim Pitsley rookie. I have no idea who the hell Jim Pitsley is. It sounds like a guy that sells tires down the road or something. Let's see.
Got a set of white walls for you on the other line.
One of the great lines in Major League. Nobody gets really white walls anymore. You only see them on the real classic cars. It's not a look that ever came back. Let's see here. Names get a little bit better here. We at least maybe remember a Rico Brogna from the New York Mets when they were just
Rico Brogna, still occasional newsbreaker, which is very strange because I'm not sure what he's actually doing in his post-playing career. I don't know if he's an agent or something, but like he does play the role of insider every so often.
Let's see. Rico Brogna. There's a podcast about him that Evan Roberts does apparently. Let's see here. See what his Wikipedia page says. Playing career, coaching career. I don't see anything about that. Oh no, he is the namesake of the Rico Bronya podcast, but I don't think he's actually on it. Just kind of
Right.
Oh well. There we go. Good old Rico Bronya. Then we got a couple of other first basemen here. At least one first baseman here. We got Jeff Bagwell, a UC3 insert there. That one's kind of cool. And then one of the better home run mashers of our youth, Mr. Jim Tomei.
Yeah, one of the all-time great power hitters.
I mean, anytime you were doing like a home run derby in a video game, like he was the first pick. He would hit like 515-foot shots in a video game.
Yeah.
Those were good times. Good times. Well, there we go. Decent pack. And I was hoping for a little bit better than that, but not too bad. Let's move those off to the side. And last but not least, we're going to do a 1994 classic images here. This is another one I just picked up randomly because sometimes with random bins, you find some good stuff in them. I went to one when I was down in the South Bay this last weekend for Metallica. Had a good time there. Killed some time there. Forget the name of it. What do we got? All right, we got a Carl Simpson, Florida State. Can't say I ever heard of him. Ted Drury here, Team USA. Nice looking card there. But he didn't do much. He was in the NHL for a little bit, but I don't think he did all that much. We got Rodney Rogers here, a Wake Forest player in his day. Let's see here. Andre King. Jimmy Jackson from Ohio State. He had a pretty good career there in Dallas and a couple other teams there in the NBA. Some decent names here. Let's see. We got A.C. Earl. A decent center in the NBA for a little while. Let's see. We got let's see here. 3 cards to go. Troy Drayton from Penn State. And these are actually good ones here. So let's see. Well, let's start off with a little Chris Webber at the foul line. Maybe right before he called a timeout at an inopportune time. Don't know when that picture was taken, but yeah.
Oh boy, they'll never let that go with him.
I mean, like, listen, he had a great NBA career. He was a great studio analyst on NBA on TNT before Shaq kind of took his place. But I mean, we all remember that Michigan, North Carolina turnaround looking at the ref. I mean, that's for better or worse. That's what people have as memory burn for you. Also, I mean, listen, he was a good Sacramento King. He was a good Washington Bullet / Wiz. I don't know if he played for
the Hall of Fame player. Yeah, like you said.
But fortunately, it's kind of he's kind of like Bill Buckner in that sense. Because Bill Buckner, you look at his career, he had fantastic numbers. But let's face it, we all remember the.
It's like how he's known for that. Like Reggie's always going to be known for the whole choke thing. Yeah. So 100%.
And then we've got, let's see here. We got the Shaquille O'Neal card, but it doesn't look like he's getting ready to play basketball. Looks like he's about to drop some bars there.
That it does. I'm sure he'll drop another crappy rap album.
Probably. And then wasn't Shaq Fu one of his movies?
It was his video game.
That's right.
I have a copy of Shaq Fu somewhere. It's a terrible fighting game.
Well, like, do they look like they even tried to have a video game there, or is that a complete cash grab video game?
It's definitely a cash grab, and the story of it is weird. Like he's in Tokyo for some all-star celebrity basketball tournament or whatever, and he's sightseeing in the city, and he steps into some weird little for a tiny little shop, I guess. I guess the best way I could describe it is for another Simpsons reference. In the Simpsons, the Halloween episode when Homer bought that weird Krusty doll, and the shop sold all those weird things.
Yeah.
It was one of those type of places. And he got sucked into another dimension and had to win some fighting tournament to get back to Tokyo or something. I don't know. It's not exactly the most in-depth story for a video game in 1993 or whatever year it was.
I'm gonna say they tried. They put in the bare minimum.
Did they know? Did they try?
I mean, it almost sounds like a rejected plot line from Streets of Rage 2 or something like that. It kind of that's, to me, that's my all-time fighting game. Number one, far and away, Streets of Rage 2. Love that fight.
And they made a they made a modern Shaq Fu for like the modern consoles and whatnot. I haven't played that one because I don't care enough to spend the money on it. But yeah, that is a thing that exists. So he's still licensing his name out.
Good for him, man. Good for you. If you can make it last that long, make it last that long. And then the last card of the pack here, former dunk champion, Baby Jordan, Harold Miner.
There you go.
Harold Miner was one of my first basketball. I think it was like Larry Johnson, Charles Oakley, Harold Miner. I think were my first three that I got. All right, pulls of the day. Pulls of the day. Let's see.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
I got let's see. I got the Mookie Betts parallel. I got the Teoscar Hernandez, refractor there. And then from the we'll say the two Sport Flix ones, the Jeff Bagwell one or the Jim Tomei. So not too many strong candidates, but I think I might beat you today.
Maybe. I got some interesting ones, I suppose. I mean, I got I would say I have three legitimate candidates. I have the Volpe Stars of MLB card that we pulled earlier, the rookie card there. The Taylor Rogers refractor card there, and the Ben Joyce rookie card refractor insert there. So
solid for the update series there, and then I had the Heritage, and then the Sport Flix, and then the classic images. All good stuff there.
I don't feel really strongly about any of them. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of, I wish I had better pulls today. Not too bad though. Now, before we got a couple more things to get to before we get out of here. We did our pulls of the day. We got the starting line up figure 5 coming in a minute. Now, one thing we like to do here on Rip and Riff is expose industries that are not thought of as taking, money away from the hardworking people, but they get away with it. We did it with Big Keychain. I mean, as you'll notice, like my placeholders when I put up the Rip Cam, usually this is an old keychain. Jets keychain. I have a Rangers one around that's usually the placeholder too. So we attacked Big Keychain. I didn't get no car bombs or anything like that. I've managed to get away from unscathed from criticizing them. But taking you back to Father's Day, Tammy was working, so it was a daddy-daughter day. Great day to have a daddy-daughter day. One of the things we did was to go mini golfing because she likes to do that. We've done that a couple of times. She has to do that. Awesome. Jared, and I know you're not a big golf person, but how many holes of golf does one typically play in a round?
Well, I don't know if mini golf works the same as regular golf, but I would guess 18.
Correct. A round of golf is 18 holes, hence the expression, the front 9, the back 9. Now, we've all played mini golf. We all know that last hole is the one where it's like almost impossible to just get it up that like ridge where like if you get it in this random hole, you get a free round. People once in a while hit it, but they don't. Forever, when I was growing up, and pretty much at every mini golf course I've been to, that was the 19th hole, which is also the name of the bar and grill at 20% of the municipal golf courses across America. Because let's face it, it's clever enough, punny enough, witty enough. Fine. That's usually the 19th hole. But you know what? The place that I've been going to mini golf, that is the 18th hole. So I feel like I'm being gypped there. All right? Like that's obviously a hole that I had that's not going to factor in. I want my 18 holes. Don't take one hole away from me and make it 17. I want my full 18 and that to be the 19th hole. I'm sorry. Scandia, who is a mini golf chain, but like, that's one I want to do a documentary on because that's a weird one because there's 3 locations in the area. One is Funland, one is Golfland, and one is Familyland. So like, but they all have mini golf courses. I want to know more about that. Give me my 18 holes and make that the 19th hole. I'm sorry. Big mini golf, enough. It's time to give us the 19th hole back. Had it. It's not front 9 and back 8. It's not how it works. I see you're not feeling this. You're not into it.
You feel good getting that off your chest?
I do because I want my 18 holes because because when you're scoring, that last hole is nothing. It means nothing. Oh, well, we're playing 17 holes. That's not how it works.
You are very taking this very seriously and very personally, and I'm not sure that's normally the case here with mini golf. I feel like most people are very casual, especially once you're an adult and you go mini golfing. You got a beer in a hand while you're just like whacking at the ball with the other one.
I found that I've gotten the last couple of times I've gone out, I've gotten a hole in one on each occasion. So I think I may have a knack for mini golf. Maybe I'll recreate the scene from Happy Gilmore. I'll just have to find somebody to play the role of Chubbs.
Which one? They get in your home? You don't like your home scene,
Or the one where he attacks the clown when he's trying to put it through, and like it keeps like denying him, and then he goes after it with the club when he's training at night. That's a good
right,
one.
or the final scene with the impossible putt that Happy made after the TV tower collapsed.
See, that's the one. I mean, that's if I could do that. I mean, that I would get a lot of hits on social media if I made that happen. But where am I going to get a TV stand to knock over to recreate that?
I don't know. And speaking of Happy Gilmore, have you seen the trailer for Happy Gilmore 2? And are you looking forward to watching it when it comes out?
So I'm looking forward to it very much because Happy Gilmore was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I think to me, if it's people ask Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison, I go Happy Gilmore. I've not seen the trailer. I've seen who's going to be in it. I've seen some of that stuff, but I haven't watched the trailer yet.
Yeah, I mean the trailer certainly satiates and it wets the beak. It gets you in the mood for it. I don't know if I'm going to re-up for Netflix to see it. I feel like I feel like we're getting screwed that it's on Netflix and it's not actually going to be in theaters. That's a movie I'd actually want to pay and go see it in the movie theater, and you can't do it.
You know what I think it is with movie theaters now is like people realize that like unless you're going to see one of these Marvel movies or one of these big action Jason Statham types where like the big screen and the surround sound and all that really adds to it. If it's not that though, like to me, like, and I agree, I want the experience of going to watch a movie like that because it's rare that I actually want to go see a movie like that. But it doesn't lose anything being on a TV at home versus being in a theater in terms of like the experience of watching it. And I've guessed Hollywood is wised up to that, like especially now. I mean, you see all the movies that are coming out nowadays. It's mostly action thriller stuff. It's very rarely this, rom-coms, stuff like Happy Gilmore, things like that.
Well, and there's no original ideas anymore. Like the big movie for 4th of July weekend is gonna be Jurassic Park. And it's like, how many Jurassic Park movies are we making? Like it's all franchises. It's all
sequels, prequels, remakes.
Exactly. Or it's something with the MCU. Like I know Fantastic Four is coming out soon, but I've been less in tune with what's going on with the MCU since Avengers Endgame. So like once they sort of wrapped up that whole storyline with Thanos and the Infinity Stones, I was just like, yeah, I don't care about a lot of these new characters.
And yeah, it's it's a lot. I mean, me, I don't really go to the now. I mean, when I go to the movies, it's to watch whatever the latest kids movie is out, whether it's Dog Man, Moana 2, or whatever. Because my daughter loves going. And that's to me what's fun is at least I get to do that. I get to experience that again. That's nice because that's another fun thing to go do. Go to the movies and see those kinds of flicks with your kid because they still have that excitement of going out and seeing something on a big screen. I'm surprised that they would have to get into like the rights out of it, but I'd love to see movie theaters start streaming like big games. Like I don't know if let's take the Florida Panthers just won the Stanley Cup. Like if you're a movie theater, you're looking to generate revenue in the summer, at night. Why not be able, if you could figure out a way to legally put a game on a big screen? I guarantee you sell tickets for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they used to do with pro wrestling back in the day. They used to, it'd be closed circuit pay-per-view and you could just go see it in a movie theater.
They need to figure out because like that to me, like I'm not saying I'd go watch the Super Bowl or something like that, but there's a big football game, a big playoff hockey game or baseball game. Like to me, that's an experience where seeing something on a big screen is better than watching it. Even if you do have a big TV at home, your comfy recliner and stuff like that, that adds something to it. It is what it is. So we're almost done here on this edition of Rip N Riff. Appreciate you watching and ripping some cards along with us. Time to get to our figure 5 here. And listen, the NHL draft is coming up tonight. Jared and I aren't going to pretend to be draft prospect experts. There are people out there that do that. So we're not going to go crazy on the talking about the draft. We know Schaefer's more than likely going to be the Islanders' top pick. Sharks probably miss it too, but maybe they trade the pick. Greer expressed interest in that. He doesn't have to. Draft really starts at 3, and then we'll see what happens there. But the theme for today's figure 5 is and I'm going to give you a little hint outside of the box here. It is a former first overall pick eliminate those guys. So I've narrowed down a tiny bit. But from there, may answer your first question.
Former first pick NHL, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, is this player a Stanley Cup champion?
He is a one-time Cup winner.
Is this player in the Hall of Fame?
He is not in the Hall of Fame.
Did this player ever win the Hart Trophy?
He did not win the Hart Trophy, but he won the Rocket Richard Trophy in 06-07.
And you said he's not in the Hall of Fame?
He is not in the Hall of Fame. He's
okay.
I don't even want to say borderline. Like, he was a very, very good player. It probably wouldn't surprise you that he's not in the Hall of Fame, but he was a prominent player in the late 90s and early 2000s. And I'll even say into the mid 2000s.
Well, obviously, if you want to Rocket Richard that late. Did this player win his championship with the Dallas Stars?
He did not win it with the Dallas Stars, but he did win it with the team you would associate him with the most.
Okay.
He played for two other teams at the end of his career, one for 3 seasons, one for like half a season. You'd remember him from one of them, but not the other. But we all know him as primarily one team that he spent 14 years with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm legitimately stumped right now. So, we got one more here we can figure out. No, he wasn't a first overall pick. There's no way he was. Oh, wait a minute. Did this player win his Stanley Cup with the Tampa Bay Lightning?
He did.
Is it Vinny LeCavier?
Look at you. Good job, my man. You doubted yourself, but you got there. I could see good job. I could see the hamster on the wheel going a little faster, and then you got it. So good for you. What was the thing that made you get it? What was the...
Probably all the little subtext clues. The one-time champion is what I sort of focused on. And it's like, all right, you think of the teams, because a lot of those teams of that era won multiple championships, even if they weren't consecutively. But like the Stars didn't, and the Lightning didn't at the time. So that's sort of what I was thinking there. I wasn't sure if LeCavier was a first overall pick. I guess obviously he was. And obviously he played pretty lately. I remember him playing in Philadelphia. I don't remember the third team that he played for at the very end.
He got dealt to the Kings, I think, at the deadline that year, and then that was it. His last year with Philly.
Got it. Okay, yeah. So I had no recollection of that.
Now, what were you thinking? You were thinking Madonna when you were thinking Dallas?
I was thinking Brett Hull.
Brett Hull. Is Madonna also a first overall pick? Was Hull first overall?
I don't know if Hull was. Brett
Hull drafted in the 6th round by the Calgary Flames.
Yeah, so.
Wow. Geez, your dad's Bobby Hull and you're still going the 6th round?
It's interesting.
Back then, especially, when the hockey talent pool is not what it is now.
Well, I'm going to do a quick Google search on Brett Hull. Yeah, and I can tell you why he went in the 6th round, because he's 5'10", and he was probably like 160 pounds back then, would be my guess.
Hockey Reference has him as 5'11", 203. Back in that era, though, that wasn't small. That was especially for hockey.
But there was no way he was 5'11" and 200 pounds when he was 18 years old at the draft.
Fair
He
point.
was probably like 5'10" and like 170.
And when you say 5'10", it's really 5'10", probably.
Right. And you know how the 200 hockey men are, and they're basically like, yeah, we're not taking you in the first round unless you're 6'3" and 210 pounds already.
One of my favorite hockey stories is when he didn't make the cut for Team Canada, whatever year it was, and Team USA said, we'll have you. And then he got good before he became Brett Hull before the next time there was an international. Canada's like, oh, we'll have you back. And he's like, no, go kick rocks. USA took me last time, I'm staying with. I mean, that was one of the all-time baller moves, and good for him for staying loyal to the team that wanted him. And then we got actual Vinny Lecavalier here. You know, he was kind of like the whipping boy for the NHL for a while. He took a lot of heat for being an underachiever, I guess you would say, for not living up to maybe first overall pedigree. I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, you look at his stats. You look at how many times, he was like a 20-goal scorer, 30-goal scorer. He had the 50-goal season in 06-07, which was, the Rocket Richard year. That was his career high, but 40 and 52. He had like a 4-year window where he was like a 30-plus goal scorer, even 41 year. Then he kind of tailed off after 09. But I think he had a very, very good career. I don't know if he's Hall of Fame worthy. Hall of very good?
I mean, it seems like his name never comes up in the Hall of Fame discussion. Like, I know the Hall of Fame class just got in earlier this week, and like nobody was talking about Vinny Lecavalier. And I feel like there's probably a few other guys on that list ahead of him, for the guys who keep getting passed over every year. Like I'd put like Keith Tkachuk in over him. Like
Yes.
I know I'm a little biased as a Devils fan. I put Patrick Elias in over him.
And listen, Patrick Elias may not do it a lot for many people outside of the Northeast, but yeah, Patrick Elias for me, it was just he was consistently very good for so long. And he just did everything the Devils asked him to do, and he did it well for his entire time there. So yeah, if Patrick Elias was a St. Louis Blue or a Boston Bruin, it'd be a different story.
Right. And I think here's the most surprising thing about Vinny Lecavalier. Like, he's only 45 right now. Like, he's been out of the league so long, but like he was done as a player at 35, and that was a decade ago. So
I mean, he came into the NHL at 18 years old, born in 1980, was drafted in 98. So I mean, he started right away. There was no send down. His first full season was that year. He didn't go down to the minors.
Yep.
And he didn't really get hurt all that much either. Like, there were 2001, 2002, he missed a large handful of games, but pretty much stayed healthy for the most part outside.
Yeah, pretty consistent. Once you get to like right around when he turned 30, that's when he started missing like chunks of the season and whatnot. But and then obviously there was the lockout shortened year. He only played the 39 out of the 48 games and so on and so forth. But yeah, overall he was a pretty good player, and actually had a little resurgence for the Kings when he got traded there as well that one year. So.
Yeah, 10 goals, 7 assists in 42 games. So yeah, because he had started the season in Philly that year, and then he got dealt out there. What did the Kings do in the playoffs that year? I remember him now that I remember seeing him there. What they do
that year?
The first round of the Sharks.
Yeah, well, that was right around the end of when the Kings were done competing for championships. Like that was when they started being like a first round and out team. So
that was the year the Sharks went all the way to the Cup before they lost to the Penguins in 6. So they were the team out of the West. Now Vinny Lecavalier, he's going to be joining the starting lineup, figure 5. Jared's got 2 in a row here. Because last episode he got Jason Kidd out of the box, so that made me think, let's get the entertaining and hardworking point guard some love. See a 93 John Stockton there, an 88 Magic Johnson, a 98 Allen Iverson, and a 97 Gary Payton to go along with Jason Kidd there. That was the point guard is a kind of a dying breed, I feel like.
I'm glad you have Allen Iverson there, because I enjoyed that meme the last couple days about Adam Silver talking about using AI to investigate why there's so many Achilles injuries in the NBA, and someone just posted a picture of like Allen Iverson like looking at like an X-ray.
I did not see that one, but that
it was pretty funny.
because when people say AI as a sports guy, like now my brain is starting to think artificial intelligence first, but that was a tough transition because it's like Allen Iverson did what? Oh, it's artificial intelligence. Okay.
Right. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good use of AI. I feel like there are some good uses of it, but most of them are just why does this exist?
Talk to me when artificial intelligence steps over Tyrone Lue after dropping 70 on the Lakers in an NBA Finals game. Then talk to me then.
That's
to
right.
me, AI is still
Got his
Allen
ass.
Iverson. I'll say this, and that was to me was like the last era of basketball, that last decade, we'll say the 2000s, when I was really into it. And we all knew the Sixers were going to lose that series, but you still tuned in because it's like, all right, it's basically Allen Iverson versus the Lakers. He's going to put and he did his damnedest. He did as much as we thought he could. It was just, Shaq, Kobe, Lakers, right, entering their peak. There's really not that much one man cannot beat those two. Good stuff. Now, if you want to reach out to the show, RipNRiff@gmail.com. If you want to check out yesterday's Total Hockey Now, we did a free agency preview, a Fuck, Marry, Kill edition of it, where I did three. We would give three teams. One was most money, least competitive, or least championship ready, least money, most championship ready, most money, least championship ready, and then a balance. So if you want to go check that out, did it for 10 free agents, so all the way from Mitch Marner all the way down to Jake Allen. And then whatever the Devils do or don't do in free agency, I'm sure Jared's going to have something to say about that next week and all about the jersey.com.
Yeah, this week I wrote about how they need to go bargain hunting because they have no cap space. I mean, I don't want to say no cap space, but they don't have a lot of flexibility to go out and do a bunch of things. And I'm not going to say they were going to get John Tavares, but they need a center, and all the center, a lot of the center options are drying up now. So very curious to see what they do the next few days. And I'm sure I'll have stuff next week, July 1st on Tuesday. So probably just whatever I write next week, I'll probably just be reacting to whatever their moves are.
A name I just thought of that might be, a good balance for the Devils in terms of bang for your buck, Mikhail Granlund. If you get on him early before he becomes somebody's contingency plan and gets overpaid because they missed out on someone else.
I feel like he's going to get overpaid. I think they need to go trade market. Like if I were them, I'd be looking towards does Vegas look to cut salary? Because if they are, like William Karlsson would make a ton of sense. Nick Waugh would make a ton of sense. Colorado's up against the cap. Maybe you could get like Ross Colton from them. Like that would make a lot of sense for him.
And William Karlsson's a name that's been thrown out as might get traded to Vegas, makes a hard run at Marner to clear some space in order to accommodate that. So that's an interesting one. And Karlsson, he's still a good center. He can play up and down the lineup, whatever you need.
Yeah. So I'm thinking options sort of in that vein. So and then you'll see. Like I think they're going to have to kind of wait and see what these other teams are looking to do, and like if they're going to look to drop any cap all of a sudden to make any moves like that. Like if the LA Kings want to make a splash and sign Mitch Marner, like that's another team that's looking to make a splash and potentially do something like trading for like Warren Fogle for like your middle six wing would make a lot of sense for him. Big body, can chip in his 40, 45 points. He can certainly play. So those are sort of the moves that I think they probably need to make this year. Make a couple of those moves with the space that you have.
Both Chris and I had Marner going to the Kings. I'll say for the Rangers, I think they're going to make a big splash either at right wing on defense. It's not going to be both. I don't, they'll figure out how to make it work.
Oh, it sounds like the Gavrikov deal is basically a done deal. So, like, if you're looking forward to paying $8 million for a defenseman, be my guest.
Listen. I understand the importance of a guy like Gavrikov. $8 million might be a tad rich for that. I know you got to overpay it. He's the second best defenseman on the market, so he's going to get overpaid. That's understandable, but that might be a little much. But we'll see what happens. And for the Sharks, the only thing I think I'd like to see out of them is maybe have Jake Allen come in and be a mentor to Askarov, a tried and true guy that if Askarov goes through a slump, you can play him, he can mentor him. He's a guy that gets talked about just like his great guy, professional demeanor on and off the ice, all that. I think Jake Allen could come get a short-term deal, maybe get a little money.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I hadn't thought of the Sharks as a potential Jake Allen destination. I think everyone assumes it's going to be either Philadelphia or Edmonton.
Which Philly I'm fine with because that would be a good spot for him. If I'm him, I want no part of Edmonton. I mean, I understand, like, hey, they're a goalie away, but are you Jake Allen away? Is that enough of an upgrade to get you over the hump? I don't know.
Probably not, but that's probably the best they can do in this market unless they're trading for somebody. And what are they trading? They trade all their draft picks. So,
I mean, for me, if I'm Jake Allen, I have my ring. Not to say I don't want another one, but I don't know if I want to go to Edmonton and deal with all that. Like, he's going to be expected to be the savior in the crease, and that might be a little much for a guy like Jake Allen. Whereas he can go to
he also got his ring as Binnington's backup, so he might want to go and show that he can handle starters workload on his own. And he had a really good year this year. So, but I saw a report he might get as much as $5 million. It's if you're getting $5 million, it's look, you were great last year with the Devils, but go get the money somewhere else, man. That's not something we can do right now.
And to me, that's why the Sharks are also a good fit, because they got to get to the cap floor. They can afford, you give $5 million to Jake Allen. Great. We need to spend. So, I think that's a smart, that would be a good place to land. And of course, if you want top-notch production values in your poker content, but mid-rate poker playing, there's your man right there at Mr. Jared Moore. He's always got some good stuff coming out with his poker shorts. Good stuff there. But that's going to do it for this edition of Rip N Riff here on the Rip N Riff YouTube channel. We appreciate you tuning in. As always, we'll be back with you next week. We'll talk a little NHL free agency, among other things. But for at Mr. Jared Moore, I am at Pucking Thoughts Adam Bernard. Back with you in an all-new episode next week of Rip N Riff here on the Rip N Riff YouTube channel.